White House release published Tuesday, December 16, 2025. Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump further restricts and limits the entry of foreign nationals to protect the security of the United States. President Donald J. Trump has signed a proclamation expanding entry restrictions on nationals from countries with serious deficiencies in screening, vetting, and information sharing. The goal is to protect the United States from national security and public safety threats. Full entry restrictions continue for nationals from 12 high-risk countries, including Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The proclamation adds full restrictions on Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria. Individuals holding Palestinian Authority-issued travel documents now also face full restrictions. Laos and Sierra Leone move from partial to full entry limitations. Partial restrictions remain for Burundi, Cuba, Togo, and Venezuela. 15 more countries now face partial restrictions. These include Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Côte d'Ivoire, Dominica, Gabon, the Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. The ban on non-immigrant visas for Turkmenistan is lifted due to progress made, but remains for immigrant visas. Exceptions are in place for lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, certain visa categories such as athletes and diplomats, and those whose entry serves U.S. national interests. Family-based immigrant visa carve-outs are narrowed due to fraud risks, but case-by-case waivers remain. These restrictions address gaps in information that prevent proper risk assessment. The proclamation aims to encourage foreign governments to cooperate and enforce U.S. immigration laws. Many restricted countries have issues such as corruption, unreliable documents, lack of birth registration systems, and high visa overstay rates. Some do not share law enforcement data or accept back removable nationals. Terrorist and criminal activity in several listed countries weakens vetting capabilities and poses direct risks to Americans. President Trump is fulfilling his promise to restore travel restrictions on dangerous countries and secure U.S. borders. The Supreme Court has upheld these actions as within presidential authority. The proclamation provides specific reasons for full suspension for several countries. Burkina Faso faces ongoing terrorist activity and high visa overstay rates, and has refused to accept back its removable nationals. Laos has high visa overstay rates and has failed to accept back its removable nationals. Mali experiences frequent armed conflict and terrorist activity. Niger has active terrorist threats and high visa overstay rates. Sierra Leone and South Sudan have high visa overstay rates and have not accepted back their removable nationals. Syria lacks a central authority for issuing documents and appropriate screening measures. It has high visa overstay rates. Terrorist groups operate in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, where recent conflict has weakened vetting abilities. The Palestinian Authority has weak or no control over these areas. The factsheet lists countries with high visa overstay rates or other security concerns. Angola has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 14.43% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 21.92%. Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica offer citizenship by investment without residency requirements. Benin has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 12.34% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 36.77%. Côte d'Ivoire has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 8.47% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 19.09%. Gabon has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 13.72% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 17.77%. The Gambia has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 12.70% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 38.79%. The Gambia also refuses to accept back its removable nationals. Malawi has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 22.45% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 31.99%. Mauritania has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 9.49%, with limited government presence in some areas. Nigeria faces threats from terrorist groups such as Boko Haram and the Islamic State, complicating screening efforts. Nigeria has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 5.56% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 11.90%. Senegal has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 4.30% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 13.07%. Tanzania has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 8.30% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 13.97%. Tonga has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 6.45% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 14.44%. Turkmenistan has improved identity management and information sharing with the United States, so the suspension on non-immigrant visas is lifted, but immigrant entry remains suspended. Zambia has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 10.73% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 21.02%. Zimbabwe has a B1 and B2 visa overstay rate of 7.89% and a student and exchange visa overstay rate of 15.15%. Thanks for listening. The full source material for this summary is in the description below.